Naoya Inoue gets dropped for the first time in his career, and it looked like he was in legitimate trouble. It was a flash knockdown, but it looked like he legitimately needed time to recover. If you missed the fight, Luis Nery dropped Naoya Inoue in round one. It was stunning. It was left hook, and it was a shot that Inoue evidently didn't see coming. He looked like he was in danger. He weathered the storm. We got to see him struggle in a perilous situation that he's never had to deal with before. Then in round two, he takes over. It was volume and variety. And Luis Nery then went into a bit of a shell where he was just looking for that left hand again. He was really just looking to land one shot. And now Inoue was piecing him up, left uppercuts, straight right hands, which is something that he very much leaned on in the fight. And he took over and really got into a rhythm as Luis Nery sat back there looking for that one shot. And now Inoue put on a great performance, dropped Luis Nery 3 times, dropped him again in the 5th round. And after he dropped him, he began spamming straight right hands to end the round to see if he could drop him again. And obviously caught him with a hellacious shot in round 6. This is pound for pound. If he's not number one, he's 1A, because I feel like it's borderline disrespectful to put him or Terrence Crawford at number 2. Those are the best 2 boxers in the world, the most dominant boxers in the world, 2 guys who have been undisputed multiple times. And now Inoue is going to be back in the ring later this year. And it looks like he's going to fight Sam Goodman, who was in the ring afterwards. He's the IBF mandatory challenger at super bantamweight. Now Inoue is going to reign, and he wants to defend his crown. I thought it was an excellent fight. Has fight of the year potential. I think it's beatable for fight of the year because of how dominant Inoue was from rounds 2 through 6. And I think Luis Nery comes out a winner in this fight because he accounted for himself well. He knocked down Naoya Inoue, again, pound for pound number 1 or 1A, who can get a big money fight after this still. Other than the knockdown, he looked competitive in that fight. While he was clearly behind in rounds 2 through 6, he was landing. He looked like a threat the entire time. He did rock Inoue a few more times, just not as frequently. And it didn't look as damaging as it did in round 1. But Luis Nery deserves to be commended for his performance. He went over there in Japan in the Tokyo Dome and showed well for himself, a good account for himself, and is somebody who should have another big fight after this. And as for Naoya Inoue, it looks like we're going to see him and Sam Goodman later this year, a fight that poses to be a great one at super bantamweight. We got to appreciate Naoya Inoue while he's doing this. He's 31 years old. He's right in the prime of his career. Once he started showboating in round 4, it looked like, hey, Luis Nery might have just given him the fight. And Naoya Inoue is really a treat to watch. Like, he's worth getting up in the morning, wherever you are, going to watch him fight. He's exceptional, and he's somebody who is must-see TV. And as somebody who's here in New York City, I do hope that one day he does come back to the States to fight, but I don't think he needs to. And that's been a big talking point on social media. He needs to come to the United States and prove himself. Well, for one, he's done it multiple times already. But 2, he's making so much money in Japan. The fights are so much bigger out there when he fights. I don't think he necessarily needs to come to America to prove himself. I just think that's some borderline nationalistic bullshit. He's from Japan. People make big money when they fight him in Japan. He sells out big arenas and stadiums in Japan. There's no reason that he needs to absolutely come to America to prove himself. He's proven. He's beaten everybody that they put in front of him. He's been in over 20 world title fights at this point. He has an unbelievable knockout ratio. And he's, if not the best of the best, he's right up there right now doing it. So I selfishly hope that we do see Naoya Inoue at one point in his career come to Madison Square Garden. I would love to see that. And the Japanese community here, not just stateside, but in New York and New York City, would love to see that. But if it doesn't happen, I understand, because look at the fights and what they do out there. But Naoya Inoue is great, and it was a treat to watch him once again. And hopefully the fight against Sam Goodman will deliver as well. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll talk again very soon. Take care.